Hey guys, Tower Climber here, and today I'm bringing another Tower God Explained video. And this video will be a video that was requested to me during the comments, and it was a Rachel explanation video. This video will not only be an explanation about Rachel and her character and her abilities and all that kind of stuff, but also like a more general asking the question, what is an irregular in the Tower God world? Like, what do the people in the Tower of God world consider an irregular to be, and what do they all have in common with each other, no matter of how different their powers are and their abilities? What is the general concept of an irregular in the Tower of God world? And that is the question that I want to bring into the discussion and basically answer it by the end of this video. But without any further ado, let us get into this video. Firstly, let's just start with all the things we know about Rachel. We first learn really about her personality through Baum, obviously, since they were both inside of the cave. Baum recalls Rachel as a tomboy type of person who likes to play a lot of pranks when the Black March actually asks him about her. He doesn't describe her as exceptionally pretty and says she's actually pretty ordinary, but says that she is a good friend of his. Also, Baum seems to be very self-aware about Rachel's lying tendencies, even in the first season, as he mentions to her that she does lie from time to time to him, and that he knows that. And during the course of season 1, every single time we see her, she's very much in the background elusively, and she makes sure she keeps her distance from all the other regulars, even her old teammates like Dorsey. The only real time she takes any action during the first part of the series are when Baum is involved, or when somebody's telling her that Baum is involved in any way, shape, or form. She always wants to keep involved, and we didn't really know why until the final scene of season 1 and the real cliffhanger and hook of the season. And that is the famous scene where Rachel pushes Baum. And later on we learn why she did this. It is because Head-On told her to do it, and that she would be able to become a star if she were to do this task for him. And so despite of what it seemed to be her original kindness to Baum, as a type of caretaker, as if you will, Rachel in truth is a manipulative, psychopathic, self-righteous, and very much so displays very much psychopathic tendencies. She is obsessive with reaching the top of the tower and has no qualms in using anyone or anything to achieve her goals. Rachel, throughout many points of the story, appears unable to even accept any wrongdoings on her part and insists to all the characters that try to oppose her that she deserves to attain her desires above all else. Interestingly enough, Rachel is self-aware otherwise, acknowledging that she is a sly person and how her actions pushed away other people around her. Although no matter how much she says that she pushes away people, it is known that she has an otherworldly aura and charisma to her, and mostly luck. And this is how Rachel has been able to form many alliances with many powerful regulars and rankers throughout her process through the tower. Rachel is also a character that resents her original nature, both in her regard of her appearance and her actual abilities. She is very openly envious of the beauty of other women, such as Dorsey, Jihad, and even her closest companion, Yura, and many times throughout the story shows contempt at her lack of notable abilities, and has repeatedly been shown to harbor jealousy towards others who showcased immense natural talent, such as Baum, for instance. As shown during the events of the Hidden Floor, Rachel dislikes herself, her physical appearance, and her lack of talent, to the point that she would even completely abandon her own original form and body for a digital avatar she created on the floor without hesitation. Interestingly enough, this form actually takes the form of Icarus, which now in the current Tower of God story we know was somebody who actually was part of the 13 Warriors climb. So there's a very possibility that she actually knew about Icarus from maybe Arlene Grace, but we'll touch upon that a little later. The most prominent point of her character is actually noted by Head-On very specifically, and that is, despite her actual desire that she tells everyone in the tower of wanting to go up the tower and see the stars for herself, in truth, Rachel deeply desires to be the star herself and shine the brightest among anyone around her. This shows that deep down inside of her, what Rachel truly desires is to be someone special, or exceptional and believes that climbing the tower will allow her to become that type of person. Some other interesting points we know about Rachel is her relationship to Baum in general. It seems that she knew about Arlene Grace and her prophecy, and that Arlene at some point thought of Baum as a monster. This could be viewed in many ways and for many reasons, but the theory that I normally lean towards is that after Baum died at Jihad's hands and the outside god revived Baum, either Arlene at this point was too crazy because of the death of V and the original death of her son that she just mentally broke down and didn't accept Baum, or she knew that the outside god did something to Baum and that it wasn't fully her real actual kid anymore. So she may have been the one to actually lock Baum inside of the cave herself. And maybe Rachel, knowing this, was meant to keep Baum inside of the cave and not want to go outside, basically acting as a nanny for him and a beacon for his attraction, basically not wanting to be outside anymore because he has this person that he admires even more than anything else in the world. There also seems to be many other shots too where Rachel was abused, like her being pulled by her hair by a man, or her being generally beaten up in the anime version. From everything that I've seen, she seems to think of the tower as a form of escape, as a chance to become the star and the hero she has heard about from Arlene and the book she has read. She seems to know a lot about the tower and the stuff happening inside of it, more than anyone else in many other cases. But in other cases, she sees the tower like a fantasy book, like when she met Head-On for the first time and called him a fairy she saw in her book. In my opinion, the most interesting thing about Rachel is her actual dynamic with Baum. Baum, especially at the start of the series, is a character that knows nothing about the world he's brought into, but is able to shine so brightly thanks to his lack of knowledge of this world and his pure nature, not being tainted like many of the other characters we see already. And this was actually a point that was brought up in the story itself, when Shibisu was talking to Serena, and Serena told Shibisu that the reason Baum is so bright to everyone else and why people see him as the star, because Baum at this point still has everything, while everyone else in the floor of tests are there because they got everything taken away from them. And Baum is able to shine so brightly despite him being many times during the story to be associated with things like a black hole, an endless darkness that will swallow everything in the tower, even Jihad and the gods at the top. Rachel, on the other hand, is the exact opposite of Baum. She is a person with so much knowledge of the tower that it's a kind of crazy when you think about it. And it's because of this knowledge that she knows that she isn't good enough. So she, instead of shining like how she wants to, is more of a darkness that infects all her interactions and relationship to people around her. Even in their own designs, Rachel's design is a lot more hopeful than somebody like Baum's design, being bright blonde and having glowing yellow lighthouses surrounding her. She is visually supposed to be a star that is being swallowed up by a darkness that is Baum, that is ironically way brighter than her. And it's no wonder why she always says that she is afraid of the true night, which is what Baum can be translated to. Now let's talk a bit about Rachel's actual powers and her influence over the Tower God story, because I think it's something that is very overlooked in the community sometimes. Of course, she is a light bearer and is a pretty skilled one at that, because she was the best seed tied with Kun during the floor of test. But it's mostly due to her nature that she doesn't try to improve her abilities, and most of the stuff we have seen from her is no more than barriers and enlargement techniques of lighthouses, which, while impressive, are not really the best when stacked up against many other characters. And now, during the current point of the story, she also has a replica of Jihad's bracelet that she was able to find at the hidden floor that allows her to use Shinsu Black Hole Sphere, even if it's not as powerful as it probably should be, because it is merely a replica created by the workshop. The greatest power Rachel actually has in the whole story is her knowledge and influence on the tower itself. Her influence is pretty clear. She has control over Emily, and so holds control of wide information in the tower, and with it is kind of controlling the current war with revolution. since through Emily, that is the way they're able to communicate and reach other people even far away from each other. She also has a vast amount of knowledge of not only things from the outside, like Arlen Grace, but also of Jihad and many of the secret systems that he has put in place. She knows about the purpose of the Princesses of Jihad, the key of the 135th floor, the red light district, and now we know that she is the one who introduced revolution to the Pobedal army and Gustang. She is said to feel otherworldly by Dorsey when they first met, and was currently said to be worthy like all of the other irregulars. But she herself is too weak. She doesn't apply herself to make that potential worthwhile. And there is a part of me that thinks Rachel truly doesn't believe herself to be worthy, no matter how many times she tells other people that she is and that she will prove that she is worthy. She always says that she is a bad person and scum. But honestly, I think that Rachel overall wants to prove herself to people around her, either from her past or for herself, wrong by doing all of these types of vicious, horrible actions to get to the top of the tower and shine brightly, even better than someone like Baum. But since she thinks that she can't ever be as strong as Baum normally is because of his potential, she doesn't even try and just goes straight to cheating and weaseling her way up the tower. When you think about Rachel, it doesn't really match the description of what other irregulars are. Like, you don't really look at Rachel and see a Baum or see a Pentaminum or see an Enryu or see a Uric. It's people that came into the tower and were monsters. People that immediately destroyed and changed the entire system of the tower. But in a way, Rachel, with all of her influence over information and the information that she possesses, all the people she has been able to control throughout the story, she in her own way is changing the world of Tower of God just as much as Baum. And honestly, how SIU was able to create a character that is so opposite to our main one in so many ways, but have them both still be irregular in the world they both entered in at the exact same time, will always be the most fascinating thing about Tower of God in my opinion. Overall, it's a very interesting character, and I can definitely see why SIU has said many times in the past that Rachel has been one of his favorite characters. The question that I asked in the beginning of the video of what is an irregular in the Tower of God world, in my opinion, an irregular is just that, someone who is irregular in the tower. No matter in what way, shape, or form they go about being irregular, they still are. No matter what they try to do, no matter how they do it, they still somehow, some way, be it fate or otherwise, come to change the tower. And Rachel honestly has covered all the boxes in that way. She has been able to change the tower in so many ways. Even though she is not the star, she's not the forefront of those changes, she still causes them to happen by being this force that's always prevalent, always there in the background, always there scheming. Even if she messes up, even if she does this, even if she does that, she still has a presence in the story even to current day. And honestly, I think the Tower of God story always becomes better and improves in quality when Rachel actually is involved. No matter how much we may hate Rachel for all the action she has done, and justifiably so, right? She still is a very, very important character to the Tower of God story. And honestly, I think the Tower of God story would be a lot less interesting if Rachel was never created. So yeah, that has been the entire video of Rachel's character. So I hope you guys liked this video enough to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and hopefully you guys see any of my other videos that may interest you, and stick around because there will be many more Tower of God content coming out. So without any further ado, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and remember, I'll always be here to tell you the truth, and if the truth is not fully spelled out for you, I will give you guys my opinion on the truth. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.